today. From Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, it's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Cleveland Browns and the Indianapolis Colts. Twisting away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, Mayfield. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. They go play action. Mayfield. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Nick Chubb, the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
But I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker. They'll get 8, but they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive because that's not enough. Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. Running for it. Here's Chubb. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard shy. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And this crowd into it early. Their guys stand tall on the opening drive of the football game. From the gun, Winston. Taken in by the tight end, Doyle. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. Working out of the gun, Winston. He's got Jack Doyle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
But they run the option here on 1st and 10. The numbers on the ground for Hunt a week ago. 14 carries, 56 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Jack Doyle that time. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
Jameis to throw it. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Myles Garrett make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the 1st quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out sprinting blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase him.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. The Browns drive about to get started. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defense.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy, who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
The kickoff unit. Is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Rodgers on the return. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Colts take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
10 at the 37-yard line.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hood. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
In on the tackle. A loss of a yard brings up second and 11.
On second and 11 now. Winston. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards there. First down. From the shotgun, it's Winston. This one into the hands of Burton.
Winston
5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5 at the Browns' 47-yard line.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Score Browns 7, Colts nothing.
To throw again on second down. Winston, middle of the field to the tight end Doyle. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 7 yards there and a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on first and 10. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback and makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation. The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
He's got Burton here. And a good job defensively. They stopped him short of the first at the 32. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up fourth.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, like hoping he could break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
For the field goal, a 49-yard attempt.
The kick by Bass is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
Colts 3.
So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's another first down as this time they get an even 20.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Chubb with a first down carry as he'll get about 3 out of it. Make it 2nd and 7 coming up.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. David Njoku, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead.
If you did know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being ahead. Coach, he's advanced in the ways of offense.
And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken in the end zone. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. To throw, Winston. His throw incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
50 seconds to mine. 50 seconds.
To throw is Winston. They'll go screen here to Hunt. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throw over the the middle, taken in. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. A gain of 6 there on first.
2nd and 4 at the 26-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. To the air again with Winston. Campbell making the catch. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 15-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Took nearly the entire first half, but a first red zone opportunity for him here. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. He'll get this one underneath to Hunt. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5. Again, it's Winston. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Mack Wilson came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and long for Winston. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. The kick by Bass is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. A gutsy call there. Yates at the locker room with a lead, tried the onside kick. It didn't work.
And you just wonder what the gain was there. They're already in the lead. They were in control of the game. They may have given momentum now to their opponent and maybe kick-started things going in the opposite direction.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
This goes out right to Doyle. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. On the run, this is Hunt. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
On 2nd and 11 now. Winston. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. The D-tackle Sheldon Richardson came barreling in for the sack.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
typically a blitz. And even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there. They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So the missed 56-yarder, and now the flip side. Good starting field position at the 46 near midfield. He's going to let this one go deep. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those. But the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
Third quarter here at Indy. This is 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Flushed out right. And he's going to keep it here. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Man, why are we doing this?
So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard. But I will guarantee you, the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise. And it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off, and the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. A run on 1st down, but it's not going to get them much, maybe a yard, and that's all.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On 2nd and 9, Winston looking middle, and it's incomplete. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9.
9 yards to go.
Winston connecting with Burton here over the middle. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll try and run for it. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a 1st down. A gain of 4 on the play. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. 1st down, Winston. Left side, Doyle with it. And the Colts are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. Throwing, Winston. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game. And now that's 2 more than he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category.
All day, dog.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 2nd down now, it's Hunt. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You got to believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. While the training staff works on him, We'll step aside and be right back. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th.
I know this is your spot, partner, so forgive me for jumping in, but there's no decision right here. They have to go for it in this situation. They're down on the scoreboard. How many other opportunities are you going to get?
Yeah, I'm with you. 4th quarter, like you said, down on the scoreboard. And remember here, a field goal virtually does them no good.
Here we go. Last 57, 57, right.
Winston to throw for it on 4th. And no, it's incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Browns are able to come up with a goal line stand. The Browns drive about to get started. This now a chance at the very least to burn some clock following that 4th down stop. Points would be ideal for some breathing room, no doubt. And really, a field goal would be huge. That would make it a 2-score game. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to them. 15 big yards. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from, working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
So that last play gives him a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
58, boys, 58, 58, come on. Hey, watch the ball,
From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And bulldozing his way through. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
180. Mike 51.
Mayfield on 1st down. And he whips that one incomplete there. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right.
And it's 3rd down.
Mayfield now from the 50. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the 1st down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Touchdown.
Austin Hooper. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns add on to their lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Here's Chubb to try to run it in. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Defensively, certainly not fooled there. Play started at the 2, and he was tackled at the 2.
That has to feel good for them. Not happy about having given up the touchdown, but stopping the two-point conversion gives them a little bit of a lift as they head to the bench.
And this is going to be taken in by the Colts. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Jordan Elliott breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Kareem Hunt is running back, the intended receiver. But now it's third down.
Third down and 17.
Winston now from the 50. Caught left side by Funchess. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. How about that? They weather the storm, and he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Myles Garrett in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Left side, it's complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 12-yard line. Working out of the gun, Winston.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. From the gun, Winston. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
On third down, Winston. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, there's a time and a place for everything. Down 2 scores late in the fourth. I get it. Now is the time to throw it downfield, but that one might just write an end to this ball game.
Yeah, I hear all the time how critical I am of play calls. Not in this situation. No other choice, really. Look at the clock. Look at the scoreboard. Had to press it and take a chance.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. So instead of running, Mayfield's going to throw it here. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Got a man, it's
Don't worry
caught
about it, baby.
inside the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Touchdown.
Odell Beckham. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. You can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to, because when you get to...
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, you know, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
10 at their own 37-yard line.
Indy set to go on offense once more. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 37. From the shotgun, it's Winston. He's got Jack Doyle. The ball comes out. And this is picked up by the Browns. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think that you take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon.
And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Push him back.
Another try after the first down sack. Winston, he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he's free going
I need to get my
down the left
swag right
side.
there.
It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
And that stretches the lead to 27. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after...
And Jameis intercepted a third time. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And that will write a finish to this ball game. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was.